Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am Carrick, so we're continuing on as Chile in the year 1866. It's only 30 years into the game. Our GDP has gone up 5-6 times what we started at, I think, or more. We're making some good money here, partly because we're just getting so much from minting, and we're really doing a good job at increasing that investment pool contribution. And that's because we've flipped over a lot of our business. We're trying laissez-faire for the first time. Sort of an unregulated marketplace, I guess. And we've added a bunch of publicly traded. We've used mutual funds to actually allow our businesses to actually be publicly traded, so that there's just more shareholder input and more capitalists involved in the industries. And then that should spin back around into a larger investment pool. Is the idea, at least, with that. And since the laissez-faire gives us more investment pool from the capitalist class specifically, yeah. So that's what's going on there. We are going to need that extra bureaucracy in a bit. It looks like we did max out that Institution for Colonial Growth. I'm kind of wondering what the pace is here. I want to see what this looks like after 25 days. We need to go in and reevaluate sort of where our technology falls and what we can do with our buildings and what we need to be queuing up and what we need to be trading. Although I'm realizing that our bureaucracy has taken a hit. Yeah, every 120. Yeah, it seems fairly fast. 3 little chunks a year. In 10 years, we'll be done. In 10 years, we'll have Chile, aside from the fact we need to go beat up Bolivia. Now, the cool thing is we actually have the economy to maybe start actually beating them up a bit. And without even looking at anything too closely, do we have an arms factory? And I think the answer to that is yes. And we could be using steel to get a lot more small arms out of this. Now we're getting 25. We could get 30. And we're getting 15. And presumably if we had this, we could be getting even more, 25 or so. Our military is not using the munitions yet. Munitions, I guess, kind of same thing. So if we built up our military, doubled our military, we'd probably want to I'm using 10 at the barracks though, huh? Oh, I don't know. I'm curious if we did some more barracks. There's lots of peasants over here nowadays. How many peeps does this require? 1,000 able individuals. I'm kind of tempted just to double what we have and kind of see what that gives us, to be honest. And then from that, I guess we'll probably want to double the arms industry. That kind of makes sense to me. That would actually put more of a strain on hardwood. And you know what? Let's get a munitions plant. We're already building another chemical plant because I think the munitions will allow us to then pump up to, yeah, I think that'll be overall will be good. What else are we working on here? Getting more wine would be nice. We're trying to import as much as we can. Now, wine is something technically any luxury good could substitute for wine. So coffee and tea. We could see if there's someone that's able to import tea into the country. The glassworks is actually making a little bit, but we're producing a lot of this porcelain because we're clearly just not getting enough. Well, here's the thing. The textile mills that we have, we just don't have the silk. It's just not something that we have to try and go that route. Instead, we're kind of trying to make as much of the fancy furniture as we can, but it's just not enough. So I guess maybe the porcelain, we need to think about potentially upping the porcelain production, which would take a lot more dye imports. We're just gonna have to keep scouring the planet for dye, basically. Once that lead industry comes online, in fact, I'm actually thinking, yeah, we have the lead, right? We have the lead should be coming online right this second. I'm going to try this. Let's go find that lead mine. Here it is. Let's make sure they're on this. So it's going to be more tools for more lead. And let's have them using some dynamite as well. Altogether, we should be making 60, 70 lead. Using 35, plus we're going to upgrade this. 70 glass. Do we need this much glass? Why are we using so little glass? We haven't upgraded to the market squares yet. Glass is something that people can just use instead of like furniture for like basic household goods. So we're down on furniture, right? They could start using glass instead of that. It's like, you know, it represents like plates and cups and things, I guess, and whatnot, I guess. So this should actually just work as a household, what's called a household item. Maybe going all the way up to the tippy top there's a little silly. Let's keep it down here for now, because we are going to be then upgrading it, so it'll take 20 lead. The amount of, and we don't really need this to be producing that much lead at the moment, at the exact moment, right, in time. But when the munition plant is done, we'll need to go in and make that adjustment. How are we doing on paper? Yeah, we need a second paper. No way around that. More fancy furniture would be good. And the reason why we wanted the second glass works, if we're, yeah, is we'd get twice as much porcelain. All that, though, requires a lot of dye. Are we actually using the fertilizer that we're making now? Yeah, basically. Nice. Well, it says we're trading some of it away, but I don't think it was counted. I don't think it was all going to England, apparently. So the rest of this isn't inefficient. What would the game suggest? Coal. So getting more coal. Oh, what's going on with steel? Why is it complaining about steel? We're on the Bessemer process. Needed another steel mill. We're finally using enough steel. That's going to require a bunch of additional coal and iron. How are we doing on iron? We could do better on iron, but I'm wondering, do we have the best possible mining technology applied to iron? We do. We're not quite at dynamite. Dynamite's going to be one that we're going to want to go for, though. For sure. Oh, we don't have this going for the coal. That'll help increase. That'll give literally 75 more coal just like that, which is going to be fantastic. But we still need a bunch more coal. Okay, let's import coal. Why in the world is Chile importing coal from us? Get out of town, man. By I say Chile, I meant Argentina. We're going to need a ton of dyes. And overall, sorry, we kind of, you know, this is what happens a lot of times. Sometimes you just get your head stuck. Available convoys. We need more ports. Oh no, we could build more coal. I'm a doofus. We could just build more coal. Build even more coal. Okay, here we go. Let's see if any of these adjustments here have made the economy sing here. Just kind of flipping through, looking to see if there's anything here we need to kind of be tuning up or adjusting. Still working on this. Other Aboriginal people are moving to the state. Great. Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard. All are welcome. Well, this actually uses a few engines and hardwood, and gives us a bunch more clippers. How are we doing on the clipper front? No, we're dead even. Don't need to do that. This would be a little bit more steel, less iron, some additional tools. We are going to want to do this eventually as those other modes and stuff sort of come online. Explosive shells are a little bit further down the road. Waiting for all that to come online. Money, making more and more money. What can we do to... I mean, we could literally lower taxes. Construction. Actually, yes. I think we actually want to build a construction sector, like expand the actual construction sector. And I'm wondering how much that's going to cost. Wait, where is that in the list? Next page? You're telling me there's multiple pages here? Okay. As we got all these barracks just going, I guess. That is going to cost quite a bit. So let's just do the one here. How much does that increase this by? From 25 to... Well, it's going to be employing people here. I would hope this would go to 30. Yeah, 30. Okay, that's good. And it ended up costing us about $3,000. I'm tempted to do that one more time because really, I mean, if you could just churn stuff out, you know what? What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to leave that one at the bottom though, because I think we're going to need more steel to actually be able to, because that means it's just going to require more of these resources. Oh no, we're doing iron. Speaking of which, how did we say we were doing on... yeah, wait, we're going to make another steel. We have to have another iron mill. Iron mine getting made. Yeah, there's no way around that. No way around that. And we need to do this before the steel mill comes online. Okay. I think for the most part... Now, this would take 9 years, but the interesting thing about this is it would give us the final level of our colonial institution. Getting extra minting is always good, but those are some high-level stuff. We're not quite here yet. We're not actually here at the point. This would give us a little bit of infrastructure boost, though. Sort of just immediately. More authority we don't need. Feminism actually would be really nice because then we could actually, that would change the workforce immensely. We would have a lot more people in the workforce. Which means we definitely don't need to be doing greener pastures right now. Let's cancel that if we can. What do we have going? Road maintenance in Santiago. Do we even need that? No, because we just finished that other... Yeah, we don't even need that going. That might be increasing building efficiency as well, because it also gives you the 10%. What is construction efficiency? The tooltip, it's amazing that the tooltip system doesn't even work as well. There's settings for it, which I guess I need to tune a little bit, because sometimes it doesn't even hold for me to quickly get to the thing I wanted to get to. A bonus or penalty to weekly construction progress in a state. I mean, that seems good. What is our construction efficiency into, is 10% is that adding a lot? I mean, this gives 5. I feel like if this gives, I don't know. It seems like that could be good, but we're just going to get rid of it. Instead, I'm going to go back to, I mean, we're not going to have this authority forever because we're going to be getting rid of censorship. That only gives us 100 actually. Oh. Well, it gives us more than 100 because there's modifiers that are applied to 100. So actually having authority just reduces enactment time, which is kind of nice. Industry will rise here. And I guess we could temporarily be trying to suppress. That's not really a big deal, but we'll let that roll. Big jump in the GDP this cycle here, this session here. Quality of life going way up as well. Everybody well ahead of their minimum expectations. Okay, we're making way too much money. Let's get that construction sector to the top. A trade agreement with Scandinavia. What this would do is this would free up a lot of bureaucracy. We would lose the tariff income. We're not making anything from tariffs. I'm going to accept. I'd give us a little bit of bureaucracy to make it more efficient to trade with them. Scandinavia seems like they've kind of done a good job at consolidating Denmark, Sweden, and Norway together. So they probably have a decent amount of industry, I would think, in total. Yeah, we need that extra chemical plant online, and we need it now. We could technically just import from Britain and get some more explosives at the moment, which would probably be better than nothing. How are we looking on tea and wine? See, that's only 10. It's what the reason why it's showing 10, I've kind of figured this out, is because if we go to the British market and we look at their wine, obviously they're going to be making wine, but they're below balance. So that basically means that they just don't have like more wine to send us, essentially, and it just isn't going to let us. Yeah, it's annoying, but it just is what it is. We're doing another glassworks right now. We're doing another steel mill. We could make an additional tobacco plantation. That's not really a problem. We can never, ever make luxury clothing, basically. I think, honestly, is there something that we could... Apparently, there's no way to import clothing right now. Huh. Keeping some of these things cheap isn't a bad thing. We're going to be using a bunch of sulfur here once that other paper mill gets online. So yeah, really the things that we need to be importing, there's no one apparently in the world that can help us with that. Which is kind of annoying. I'm not even seeing much here that's an obvious candidate for export either. We could check furniture, but I'm not impressed with any of that. So, you know, considering that I'm not impressed with any of this, we could technically... We could just get 10 wine. Tea's not good. We could check coffee, but I doubt it's any better, no. $20 explosives for the British market will do that. It's better than nothing. We have some convoys to spare, but... Not impressed with any of this. Yo, Scandinavia, I'm not even seeing anything that... What do you guys make in Scandinavia? It doesn't seem like they actually have anything that they're... Well, here we go. Paper. They'll send us some paper, apparently. Overall, I'm extremely unimpressed with this. Extremely unimpressed with this. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, when we won't have the investment pool when we build government buildings, but the investment pool will be building up. See how in the background it's building? 11,000 per week. So that as soon as we just go back to not building government buildings, then that investment pool will kick in. So I've realized that's kind of what can create sort of that imbalance there sometimes. I just appreciate the fact that this is the first time I've played Chile like 2 or 3 times. 4 if we count this, I guess. And every single time England or the United States come down here and they terrorize the natives and they aggressively take all this land before you can colonize it. It's kind of nice to see us doing this, like, you know, not having them here. Like, what is a lot of this even from, to be honest? Standard of living, apparently. Unfulfilled political demands. Yeah, we see that here. Well, they're going to have to kind of get over this, to be honest, right? I mean, realistically, like, the petit bourgeois is nearly... some of these are marginalized groups that are still kind of like... because they're latching on to... So for some reason, our rank is actually popping off right now, and I actually don't know why or how that's even the case. But something just happened. We just lost a bunch of prestige as I was looking at it. Set up a steel import. We could, just to get this done, I guess. It's a journal entry or something. That being said, I don't think there's anyone... Well, in the British market, okay, sure. Well, yeah, we'll bring in a little bit of steel. Eventually, that's not going to be productive. And again, I don't think we get anything from that. And we just lost some kind of popularity thing. So let's get rid of this. 100% radicals from discrimination. Do we have any radicals from discrimination? But I don't think we do, because this literally is meaningless. Loan interest rate would be bureaucracy. Okay, 10% bureaucracy, I guess, is okay, but... Speaking of which, how can we spend a bunch of that in a jiffy? Setting up the home affairs. We could spend a chunk of that in a jiffy. Okay, we can go for... There we go. We could be working on protected speech right now. Armed forces oppose it, but they wouldn't become radicalized. The petit bourgeois is the only group that would actually be radicalized from doing that. Although the others will latch on, I think. It's at 56, and we're going to try for it. See what happens. That investment pool must be really popping off right now. Okay, we have so much government administrative. It's insane. Paper is probably extremely expensive. So can we get that paper like kind of up to the top, please? Thanks. Appreciate it. And that's going to require a lot more sulfur when that comes online. In fact, right now it's using... it's only 10 sulfur? That's not that much. So it'll be 20. And we had about 10 extra. Yeah, we have we could use just a touch more sulfur. Oh, Dynamite's just kicked in, guys. Dynamite has kicked in. Are you kidding me, you lucky dogs? So Argentina gets to just full on go to war and take all this. We're over here colonizing it peacefully. I never understand how to get that to trigger. I never understand that. But we have Dynamite now. So the thing about Dynamite is we do not have we need to get the chemical plant made. That'll use more sulfur. And more coal. This is going to give us just a disgusting amount of additional money. Going up to Dynamite here. We need a lot more Dynamite being made. Like this is going to be a problem. I love how it says this is... Yeah, I was going to say there's no way that's going to be unproductive now. because our demand for explosives is probably just shot up. Like this should be at the tippy top. We're getting 84, so getting another, you know, we almost need 2 more of these. Actually, we will need 2 more of these. But the thing is, how much we're making a certain amount of fertilizer, but it passed. So what are you revolting about? Now, interestingly, okay, a couple things we could look into this here. The petit bourgeois is revolting because they want us to, what do they want us to do here? Restore censorship. Okay, well, we could pretend like we're going to restore censorship. I think there's a decent chance that the election will actually sort of drown them out a bit as well. I think it's kind of annoying that marginalized groups can to me, I don't understand how a group that has 0.4% clout can double the rate at which a revolution can grow, because they just tag on to an actual group that actually has like legitimate grievances, that's like an actual group like in the country that's politically dynamic. But the fact that the Catholic Church here, I was playing a little bit of Morocco on the Twitch stream, but the fact that the fact that they're jumping on this bandwagon and making this progress so much faster is annoying. Now, if we let this roll, I'm curious to see if the elections will actually just curtail this entirely. I want to see that. I want to see if the elections will just shut this down. Two, 3, 2, 0. Yeah, the elections, just the legitimacy from that, the sort of momentum from that, I don't know how it works exactly, but that shut down the revolution. And I think that makes sense. Like, elections kind of wash that away a little bit. I'm such a doofus. Encourage resource industry. No, it was supposed to... hold on. It's going to mess up our balance here. I actually meant to do just manufacturing industry. That's what I meant to do there. So that actually is going to throw the balance off of things, actually, I bet. In fact, the resource industry might tie into the minting so much. That, yeah, getting rid of... apparently, actually, maybe just because the resources tie in with the gold, maybe that literally is just better than everything. Yeah, the anger went down quite a bit here. This is technically sort of tickling its way up, to be honest. I think if the petit bourgeois was... There's a few ways we could handle this, potentially. Is if the petit bourgeois wasn't so angry, they would chill out. And I think we can actually make them less angry by paying the government higher government wages. What just happened with our economy here? You can't possibly tell me that the investment pool was run dry for a second. The investment pool is not being used to build. It's not being used to build the military barracks. That's fine. That's fine. It's building, but it's building up, so it's not going to waste, right? In fact, if we go to the budget, we go to the investment pool. It's like, what is the max investment pool that we can have? Did we just build all of those barracks that quickly? Holy cow, did you see how fast those things got built? That is insane. We blinked and literally, I think 10 barracks has got built. Now we're back up to making big money because the investment pool's kicking back in. This is going up and going down and going up and going down. But I think that the petite bourgeois is just going to kind of chill out eventually. But I think we could actually also have them chill out by raising government wages, which would give them +2. I want to see if this would make it go away entirely. Oh, we got other people jumping on board is what's going on. Okay. Other people are participating. Let's see if we could actually, is there actually something we wouldn't mind passing that some of these peeps would actually be okay about? This would be great to pass, but that's not going to help us with the revolution situation that's happening at the moment. Wonder if protectorism would be any good. The bourgeois is going to be upset about that. We'd lose money doing this because we don't have enough sort of the upper class, the capitalist class yet, I guess. I'm assuming if they continue to get wealthier in power, this would be more redistributive by the dividend tax rate, I'm assuming, hasn't. Either we're not at a time where that's really kicked in yet, or we're still kind of industrializing, getting to that point. Anyways, it doesn't help us for what we're talking about right now. What would help us right at the moment here? The only thing they want is they want us to bring censorship back, which would make everybody super happy for a little bit. Interesting that the trade unions are just kind of upset with things. I mean, right now we're enjoying some bonuses from them. We need to get rid of this revolution. I don't want to completely wipe out all of the goodwill that we have with the intelligentsia and the trade unions. How much gold reserve do we have? 1 million in reserve. I'm going to pay even higher government wages. That should make the petite bourgeois not even really that interested in even doing this, like at all. And then I think then what we're going to do is we're going to actually pass this, which will upset the industrialists, but the industrialists aren't someone that wants to support censorship, right? No. But it won't radicalize the industrialists. I think this should start going away. I could be wrong. Yeah, -1 per week. So we just got to eat that for a little bit, unfortunately. Petite bourgeois causing issues over here. We got the highest standard. We got the second highest standard of living in the world. And we are tied right now for #1. Who is this? Who is this? Where are you at? This country right here near Delhi. I'm trying to visualize. Delhi. Why does it say Jaunpur here? Aren't they more like... Isn't that more like over here? Delhi might be higher up north over here then, potentially. Oh, this is Delhi. This is Delhi. So it's not Delhi, but it's near Delhi. They have the highest standard of living in the world. 5 million GDP with 1.5 million pop. Dang. We got 2 million pop. We got 12 million GDP. I mean, the ratio is much better for our country. Much better for our country, but that's interesting. That's interesting. Are they holding... I wonder how they're doing that. The lower strata is at 17.8. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the landowners are even in charge. I wonder how they're swinging that. How are they swinging that? Traditionalism? Monarchy? I mean... No schools, no healthcare. I wonder, land-based taxation. I guess, you know what? That might be what it is. They might just not really be taxing their peeps so that everyone's kind of just able to, you know, because if it's land-based taxation, that's not going to really affect. That's not going to have much tax for people that don't own land. So that might be what's going on there, to be honest. That's interesting, though. We're close. We're close to going to number 1, though. Once this munitions plant is done, we're going to need to go into our lead mines and make sure those are tuned properly. I want to check on our explosives right now. Probably still expensive, but we should be making a lot more of them. Whoa, why did that just dip down? It's dipping up, dipping down. What's going on with our explosives? Chemical plant. Oh, you know, we need to figure out where to go. Almost guaranteed, we need to figure out where to go. With our fertilizer that's not worth anything. Oh, wait, whoa, what's going on with sulfur? Hold on. We got a sulfur situation up in here. Two things. We need to build a sulfur mine. And we need to potentially do an export for fertilizer. Oh, well, we kind of are. Yeah, we kind of already are doing that. I love the fact that we have wood and fabric down here at the bottom, because those are really fundamental input. Same with the grain. Like some of this stuff being depreciated in value is just good. And this gold is really just a ticket to success, though, for us down here. That's for sure. You're making more coal. We need that. We needed more steel, so steel should be... Wait, where is steel here? Did we already make the additional steel mill? I guess we had a couple queued up, so let's not queue up another steel mill. Oh, trade route. The trade route. No. We do want to make that steel mill, I think. Because right now we're just doing it via trade route. We don't mind making the steel ourselves, though. We'll keep it at the bottom there. And this furniture factory, why did our furniture balance out? Yeah, we don't really need to make this, I don't think. I mean, the fancy furniture would be nice to make, but we're kind of shifting over to porcelain a little bit because we have that extra glass. It's that glass is coming in. The glass is shifting people over from... Yeah, we're shifting from... Yeah, that's working out okay. We need more dyes. We always need more dyes. I love how we're literally only using 5 fertilizer on the 1 wheat farm. It's just impossible to use the fertilizer. It's just insane. It's just completely impossible to use all of it that you make from a chemical plant. I don't like the fact that the chemical plant just pumps out just like a nearly useless thing. I mean, it's just what it needs to do is, honestly, the chemical plant needs to be balanced around making less fertilizer. Like the total quantity of fertilizer should be lower, which should increase the demand of it worldwide and make it more of a deliberate, like easier to not just, I don't know, because the explosives are so critically important. You have to build it, but the explosives are technically the secondary product for the building. Technically the secondary product. So we have feminism. We could do that. That'll definitely turn some heads when we go to pass that. Getting some art institutions going could be good, but I think we're going to take a chill pill from this stuff. This would give us a huge amount of potential. This stuff here would give us way more convoys. We wouldn't need to build ports anymore. We could just do that. The pump jacks will let us do automatic irrigation for the tobacco, which we need to make more tobacco plantations, to be honest. Open hearth process would help us with the steel mills quite a bit. I'm such a doofus. I never think about this reinforced concrete. I was like, concrete, that doesn't sound that exciting. Also destroys the planet, but covering everything in concrete. But in the process of making concrete, but we're not concerned about that in 1870. But this gives 15% extra construction sector building throughput, which seems insane. Which seems insane to me. So actually, that's probably the absolute best thing we could be making right now. I wonder if there are discoverable resources. How do you tell this exactly? Discoverable resources. I don't know. I thought there was something on here that would tell you if there's resources yet to be discovered, because I'm wondering if there's going to be like either oil or I don't think there'll be rubber down here. It just doesn't seem like the right climate for that. But anyways, guys, thanks everybody for hanging out here. Still number 2. We're not quite number 1 in the world at standard of living, but I feel like we've accomplished something great just doing that, to be honest. GDP went way up this episode, so things are going great for us. I'm excited to keep this going, though. Revolution's declining, which is nice, and we are also enacting compulsory public primary school. So that'll be good. Overall, that'll be a very good thing. But guys, thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next episode.